In a world where everyone desperately wants to be seen, to be heard, and is constantly chasing attention, have you ever wondered if there's a way to outsmart everyone, achieve success silently, without any stress, and still command their respect? They relentlessly chase attention, but us, we chase mastery. They raise their voices, but us, we raise our standards. The secret lies here. The one who quietly observes is the ultimate winner. Not by luck, not by manipulation, but by profoundly understanding one unshakable law. If you want to become that person, then stick around for this entire video to discover how the truly wise mastered the game. 1. The most dangerous mind is the calm one. Noise is a glaring sign of weakness. A reactive outburst is a clear signal of defeat. But stillness, true stillness, is terrifying. It deeply unsettles those who rely on chaos to feel powerful. Seneca once wrote, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." And so, we convince ourselves of nothing, because we've meticulously trained our minds not to panic, not to assume, and certainly not to flinch. They expect emotional turmoil. We deliver surgical precision. They expect a full-blown war. We deliver absolute silence, and it utterly crushes them. Smarting others doesn't begin with elaborate strategy. It begins with profound stillness. Point 2. Master the art of observing more than speaking. When you speak less, you inevitably hear more. You hear not just the surface words, but the true intentions, the insecure boasts. It's the fear cleverly disguised as arrogance, the panic subtly hidden beneath the veneer of confidence. Epictetus wisely taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Let others eagerly reveal themselves. Let them desperately fill the silence you deliberately leave behind, because what they say in that silence is everything. And what you do in that profound silence, that is precisely what positions you for ultimate victory. We don't interrupt, we don't rush, we simply watch. And because we watch, we see what others constantly miss. 3. Control your reactions, and you control the room. Imagine this: someone mocks you, tests your limits, or blatantly underestimates. You, the average person, immediately reacts. Okay? They defend, they explain, they lash out in anger. But you do absolutely nothing. You pause. You blink slowly, deliberately. You respond with a subtle half smile, or perhaps not at all. You leave their toxic words to rot in the open air, utterly untouched by your emotion. This isn't passivity. This is immense power. As Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, you don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you. By consciously choosing what truly deserves your precious energy, you command attention without ever having to demand it. And that, my friends, is how you effortlessly lead without even trying. Point 4. Never compete. Render competition irrelevant. The loud mind competes relentlessly. The quiet mind creates masterpieces. They try to win trivial arguments, fleeting status, or shallow approval. We don't play their petty games. We build our own magnificent arena. The Stoics profoundly knew that control over external things was an illusion, but the mastery of internal things, that, my friends, is truly invincible. So instead of frantically chasing the spotlight, we become the very fire the spotlight longs to illuminate. We don't argue for our worth. We powerfully embody it. We don't fight for fleeting attention. We make our presence so undeniably potent that it effortlessly pulls attention in without a single spoken word. Point 5. Play the long game of inner fortitude. Outsmarting everyone isn't about being clever in a single fleeting moment. It's about being profoundly consistent over an extended period of time. Most people burn out chasing external approval. Most drown in emotional reactivity, in impulsive responses, in crippling fear. But the one who meticulously cultivates patience, unwavering endurance, and ironclad discipline that person becomes timeless. The Stoic poet said, "Lead me, Zeus, and you, to fate I follow willingly. But if I refuse, still I must follow." In other words, accept what you cannot control. Master what you unequivocally can. That's how you win silently, without effort, and without debilitating stress. 6. Let your discipline whisper what others scream. In the end, there is one force more persuasive than charisma, more disarming than charm, and more commanding than brute intimidation. It is discipline carried in silence. Not the rigid discipline of imposed rules, but the profound, organic discipline of the soul itself. The kind that wakes before dawn while the rest of the world lies deep in slumber. The kind that consciously chooses restraint over explosive rage, unwavering consistency over chaotic impulsivity, and rock-solid principle over fleeting impulse. Musonius Rufus wisely wrote, "Practice yourself for heaven's sake in little things, and thence proceed to greater." Okay. So, we begin small. We meticulously train the hand not to tremble. We diligently train the breath to remain steady. We steadfastly train the gaze to hold still when provoked. And eventually, our very presence becomes a formidable force in itself. People feel it before they intellectually understand it. Okay, we respect it before they consciously realize why. Because real strength doesn't need to loudly announce itself. It is clearly read in the posture, deeply felt in the calm, and undeniably seen in the lived life of a person who truly owns themselves. While they frantically shout for power, we silently become it. You see, outsmarting everyone isn't a complex game of tactics. It's a deep inner battle. If you felt the profound strength in these words, then carry them with you. Let them out. When the world inevitably tests your resolve. And when it does, remember, you don't need to raise your voice to be respected. You only need to raise your standard, cultivate your discipline, and master your stillness. Subscribe for more profound truths carved in silence. And please, share this video with someone who's walking the path of inner peace and quiet power.